everybody, and welcome to tonight's newest indoor adventure in Beneath the Waves, part 12 of our Four Keeps adventure. Today is June 13th, 2022, and you are loved. That is a very important thing that we like to remind each and every single one of our viewers and listeners at the beginning of each and every single one of these games. If this is your first time joining us, you can go to youtube.com/indooradventures to check up on all of the VODs of each of the games that we have played up until this point, or you can go towards anywhere audio casts are being made available for free. You can find us there under the same moniker. And speaking of things that are being made available for free, if you go to patreon.com/indooradventures, you can check up on our after show called Nights in the Courtyard, where we answer questions not only from each other, but also from the community. So if you have any questions for myself or any of these other fine folk, feel free to join us at that Patreon, or you can join us on Discord. The link can be found in the Twitch chat to the side, or in the video, or in the description of this video or audio cast down below. You'd think after 160 some odd episodes I'd get this intro right, but you're wrong, and I'll tell you why. 'Cause I'm trying. But let's say that you already support us on Patreon, you already support us and on YouTube and Twitch and all of those other wonderful places, and apparently my microphone sounds weird, so let me see here. There we go, maybe. Haha. Does it sound better for folk? This good? We'll find out. So, let's say that you already support us on Patreon and Twitch and YouTube and all of those other wonderful places, and you're trying to think to yourself, well, where can I go to help support this fantastic show even more? Guess what, buddy? I got your back, quite literally, in fact, because if you go to indooradventure.redbubble.com, we got t-shirts, we got posters, we got mugs, we got crop tops, throw pillows, shower curtains, aprons, clocks, journals. Did I mention t-shirts? We got all sorts of fantastic, fun, fresh, funky stuff, and we also have Tia masks. That's right, we got face masks with the symbol of Tiamat upon them, designed by our very own Cyberwolf1201, where all of the proceeds of our merch are currently going to help support Doctors Without Borders. So if you would like to help support a good cause, you can again go to indooradventure.redbubble.com. That is indooradventure, no S at the end, .redbubble.com. But that is it for my opening spiel. So, hey RJ, who you playing today?
Hey everybody, I'm RJ. Today I'm playing Caelum, the Shattered Kai Wizard. We both go by he, him, and he's sometimes a threat.
Hi, I'm LBHackEmUp. I'm playing Gwen, the Halfling Barbarian Fighter. We both go by she, her, and she is always a threat.
Hoi, I'm Cyber. I go by he or whatever pronouns. I play Arjhan. Arjhan is a draconian Domitristan, and he is threatening you with a good time.
Oh. Hey everybody, I'm Wings, also known as Danae Keener. I'm playing as Cori under the Elegant Paladin. She, her for me, and she, they, and him for Cori. And Cori's threat level depends on the season.
And I am the indoor adventurer, just not a threat at all. I want to establish that at the beginning of this game before we do anything threat-worthy. I go by he, him, but tonight I shall be your dungeon master. Massive threat level on that one. So, last we left off, we had finally made it to Orzaris, the land of flying blades. It was there that you ended up meeting with Aisha, the commander of the First Sun, the effectively Lord Emperor of the Bright Wardens, and he thanked you quite, well, a lot. He loved the fact that you brought his son back alive to him. He was incredibly thankful about that, so much so that he ended up putting on a feast. A feast that you all thought, and Xiao thought, that this was a little not exactly the right time for it, given the amount of food stock that the Bright Wardens actually had. However, this was something that he wanted to do to ensure that, you know, they were capable of being able to show you a good time. It was at that point, after the feast and after giving a brief walk around Gwen, you challenged the commander of the Bright Wardens, the commander of the Kingsguard anywhere, Hylan, to a one-on-one bout during the feast in which you laid them to waste. It was a very quick set of attacks, but you were able to come out on top without any real issue. moving on past that point, you were all able to kind of come to the understanding with Aisha, Xiao, and Xiao's help that what your group was interested in doing, forming an alliance, as your goals aligned to a degree, not being beholden to the war, but operating as a borderline strike team, being able to go in, fight off the Lady of Scales, possibly fight Discovery if they are still there as well, and then finish the insurrection with a nice little bow on top, and again, not be beholden to the war proper. Aisha understood the request that had been asked of them, and agreed that this seemed to have been the best method well, as a distraction force. You all seemed very capable. It was at that point that Arjhan, you, and Gwen returned back to the guest chambers that had been set up, where Gwen, you, after speaking with Swift as the Ten Winds, convinced them to join you on your excursion into the woods, as it would take you a set of days to be able to actually make it to where the Nightsworn capital was, where you could possibly scout out and locate this laboratory. Caelum, I believe that you had gone off to the library in search of more information that could possibly be helpful about what to do with said Night Wardens. Cori, you went to go and cast a plant growth to bolster the foods, what little that they had as far as produce went there here at the Shimmering Aerie. And while you were here, you had the realization that Rife, the primordial archfey that had been bound to a rather fine-looking magic item, might have some things in common with the Empire of the Caelum, known for also sequestering powerful beings into magical items. While that was happening, Arjhan, you had been in the process of praying to Tiamat, asking questions, the same question that you had been asking for quite some time, which is, what do? You've wanted me to look for the Lady of Scales for so long. What is your reasoning? Like, I'm super close. What is the goal here? What is my journey in this? So Arjhan, as we start off, I'd like for you to make a religion check for me. 10. Okay. So, as you meditate, and Gwen, having had this rather loud conversation with Swift in the room where you were attempting to pray and meditate and hone in on Tiamat, she then asks, would it help if I played my flute for you? To which you said no, and then you continued attempting to pray. So it's taken some time, and you don't think that you are establishing a direct connection in the sense where you will be finding yourself in the room of the Dragon Queen. However, you do get at least a little feedback, as you have been doing what she has asked, and it is finally time that she at least explained to you in some sense what is happening. And as you meditate, you hear Kara, the Black Head of Tiamat. And you had been asked previously to bring the Lady of Scales in for questioning of sorts, to retrieve her, to present her in front of the Dragon Mother, and her explanation as to why this is happening is as follows, which is Tyliera has consistently and routinely sought and figured what she is doing as a means to an end. Her idea of this end, of course, being the return of dragons in some form or fashion, or at least to show draconic supremacy, which does partially align with Tiamat's ideals. But the more that Tyliera has gone on, the more that she has allowed herself to function in this way, she has made it very clear that she is heading towards a sense of disaster, and she doesn't care. In Tiamat's words, Tyliera has allied herself with those who would support Goddess of Shadow. She has, she's allied herself with those that would bring an end to the Great Dream. She steals and sequesters the souls of her chosen. And she will not allow for disloyalty when the world is but a kingdom of ash and detritus. She cares not for this queen of rubble and ruin. And you get the understanding that from what Tiamat is saying about Tyliera, and from your understanding of Tyliera, as well as how you came to be, Tyliera has been, again, taking things that do not belong to her, things that belong to the Queen Mother, and effectively trying to then bring them back and say, look, I did a good, though. And it is very much not the case in the eyes of Tiamat, but Tyliera she has drank her own Kool-Aid for long enough that she believes that what she is doing will eventually win her favor back again. But in Tiamat's eyes, it has gone on for too long. And then as far as a request, because I know that you had made mention previously, like, hey, when we needed help in Vascor, big ol' shadow dragon that we were able to ride on the back of, can we have something similar to that again?
Mom, can you pick me up?
And there is the response that you get on that, because that is mostly what the 10 on the religion check is for, is when you find Tyliera and by proxy, if you find Agravain and deliver them back to the Queen Mother, she will grant you a magnificent boon. But as it stands, this is something that she believes that if you display your prowess to these Bright Wardens, they have already seen your capabilities in combat. These avians would do well to learn the ways of the dragon. And that is her offer. And then for Cori, you ask Rythe, do you know anything of the Caelum? And as you are in this sort of meditative state, you do not speak with Rythe frequently, and that is something that Rythe actually kind of enjoys, is being able to observe, being able to watch and understand these kinds of first-hand accounts. And when you mention this empire and kind of explain their whole get-up, Rythe, you can feel stirs within the ring itself. And you see that the kind of flowing mahogany adjacent stone that comprises the ring, the blackened marks that are resting within it seem to form what look to be eyes, like it is looking at you and willing to converse. And when you ask about the Caelum, Rythe does not know them by this name, But when you explain what they did, how they were able to do these things, that definitely brings some information to Wraith. From what your understanding is, the Primordial Fae were some of the first examples of witnessing this ability to bind things, to create or to turn something powerful into something that can be utilized into a tool. She describes it that Coralon was able to achieve this initial binding with the help of the Caelums. But it was not just them. It was not just Coralon and the Caelums that were able to do this. They needed help, they needed assistance, and so during their travels, during their journeys, they encountered individuals, humans, half-elves, the like, that were able to assist them in this, lending aid in whether it be food or weaponry. And Wraith remembers that during the process of Coralon and the Caelums performing these rites, performing these rituals, there were observers. There were those that lent their arcane aid in assistance. Those that led their aid would eventually become the first, one of them would become the first emperor of the Caedrum. Others advisors, others grand wizards, and it was through their understanding of witnessing this event, of witnessing this creation, that they were able to begin to perform it themselves. And it seems like the Caedrum, while they did not have a name for Coralon, they did not understand him as an elven deity at the time, they knew of him more so as a wandering traveler, a warrior of sorts that was capable of doing these things. And to a degree, the Caedrum felt resentment as time grew on. They appreciated the help that was given, but in their attempted conquest to move westward, to pass the gates of the Mother, they were unable to kind of call upon that same aid, to gain the same levels of assistance that Coralon had been able to offer them before, so they almost, not instinctively and not very quickly, they turned away and chose instead to rely on their own ingenuity, to believe in their own deities. Wraith does not particularly care for them, for without the Caedrum's assistance, why, they would still be walking these plains, having a grand old time, causing everything to befall always all the time.
How does Wraith feel about Coralon, then?
The way that Wraith feels about Coralon, and the way that Wraith feels about you, is that initially, they were none too happy about the situation. Much in the similar way as the genie in Aladdin, where they had grandiose power and then itty-bitty living space. But they understood that their siblings, that their brethren, especially Vinru, if left unchecked, would eventually cause all-out destruction. It was fun for a time. And as much as Wraith misses having dedicated followers, festivals dedicated in their name, offerings as often as they possibly can, they have understood, and have understood for quite some time, that there is a need for balance. Much in the same way as the Isle of Autumn is their domain. Everything has a time to grow, but there is also a time of reaping. And in Wraith's domain, they get to witness this, as they see it, the apex of life. That moment of twilight where things begin to shift and change, and being able to witness this and being able to see this change throughout the elven people, they find amusing. They again would like to be free, ultimately, but they would almost prefer to be free without their siblings also being free. Like, if they could just, like, be on their own and have all of the power of the primordial fae, they would love it, but alas.
Make everything fall all the time.
Yes.
Wings thinks that we should let them out. But Cori understands the need for balance. Alright. Interesting. Good talk. As Cori is meditating on these things, communing with Vinru, and...
Vinru? What are you doing talking to Winter?
Oh, sorry, not Vinru. Wraith! That's the one. Communing with Wraith and doubling the harvest in the immediate half mile, I believe. I think it's a full mile across. Yeah. Cori thinks on these things.
Okay. And as you are thinking, you hear a rustling of the bushes, followed by a quick meout. And you look in the direction and you see that Oliviette is, like, tripping over this foliage. And she, like, finally sees you and just... Why are there so many stairs in this goddamn place?
You should have told me that you were coming. I would have come and got you.
To be fair, as soon as we docked, I really need a different second. I need a different first mate. As soon as we docked, Sigurd said something about this being his time to drown, and he attached himself to something heavy and he jumped overboard, and it took all of us to actually dive in after him and pull him back, and he fought so hard.
Well, he's a cleric of Umberly, right?
Yes.
A capable first mate,
Yes.
besides the drowning part.
He really wants it. I don't understand. He said something about only the true believers of Umberly get to drown.
It sounds a bit unconventional. But perhaps it's just something we don't necessarily understand.
No, as far as understanding goes, I think that maybe there's not much to understand. From
Well,
talking
maybe it's
with Sigurd,
drowning in a figurative sense.
No, from what Sigurd says, based off of where in the lands across the sea, there is this place called, he describes it as the Temple of Ire, which is a temple dedicated to the god of storms and ice and blizzards and Umberly as well. And there's specifically a drowning chamber at high tide where her clerics will walk in, wait for the tide to roll up, and if they are chosen, they come out looking fine. Sigurd has not been home in quite some time.
Oh, you think... Did he leave?
No, he specifically is trying to recreate this
Oh, that's
drowning
his
chamber.
home.
Yes.
Okay. Alright, I understand. I thought that he was gone.
No, I think
Gone.
that he just needs to stop drinking seawater. We've all tried to prevent him from doing this, and he just won't.
Alright, but
To be fair,
perhaps...
he did knock himself unconscious. He took in a little too much seawater, and we took the opportunity to get him to drink purified water.
Are you serious about a replacement?
At some point I will. I mean, to be fair, I had a good crew. Before he went to the Feywild, and I was upset and told many of them to leave, and then they wanted the crews. So most of this is my fault, but Doc is nice. She's not exactly the greatest doctor. She's more of a medical hobbyist than a actual physician, but she's a good head on her shoulders.
Well, in my experience, one can admit to their mistakes, and sometimes people come back.
It's very true. It would just be a matter of finding them at this point.
I'd be happy to help you with that after, putting a worm god into an artifact.
Yeah, that seems super easy. And,
Well-
probably, 2 shakes? Then you'll be
Corlon
done?
already did it like 4 times. Shows the ring.
Olivia, I thought you meant that he puts a worm god in 4 times. And I was like, why are you putting it in a 5th time? The records show it's not working.
Well, no, of course, he didn't put Caius. It's... there... It should be doable.
I understand. So what is your goal here? What is happening?
Pardon?
As far as I know, last thing I heard, you and Sean, this is his name?
Xiao.
Xiao. You and Xiao were speaking of something, and then more birdmen showed up, and they were a little, I don't want to say off-put by Sigurd trying again to drown himself at the harbor, but the communication barrier.
Right. Next time I'll have to make sure that you're nearby when I give summer form to everyone.
I'm sure it's fine. This place is nice. This is it.
It's getting nicer.
She
They're
nods.
having a little agricultural problems, but nothing a plant growth can't help.
And she smiles, and she will come and sit next to you. And she just sort of puts her head onto your shoulder. And she spends most of the night just talking with you as best she can. Do you tell her about your plans to run into the jungle?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll catch her up on everything.
Yeah, and she says if there is anything that she can do to help, she's more than willing to assist you. Her and her crew.
Alright, I'll keep it in mind.
And she nods and says, one of the things that she suggests is that in the Underdark, one of the ways that they found most effective for surprise attacks was during the Underdark, contrary to popular belief, does get a form of rainy season, in the fact that there are periods of time where the condensation is at its most and actually will create clouds in these caverns beneath the surface of the earth. And she typically they would wait for either these heavy rainfalls, the mushroom pollen season, any kind of way to obscure themselves to be able to perform any kind of attack further. She suggests once he wakes up, as a form of punishment, she will offer Sigurd service, as he is closely enough attached to the goddess of the sea that he is capable of controlling the weather to a degree. Should you need clouds, thunderstorm, anything like that, he would be at your disposal.
Very interesting. I can do a little bit of nature magic myself.
She looks around at the plants growing and just clearly.
Yes, of course. Can't really make water fall from the sky, but any movement of air, we might be able to work together on this.
Yeah. She says just to let her know. Meanwhile, back in the Shimmering Aerie, Caelum, what was your plan? You were just doing more research, kind of figuring out more about the Nightsworn, or what was your goal? Caelum?
Sorry, yes, Caelum had gone to whatever training grounds they had, and was, I think when we left off, he said he's gonna get to know Hirom a bit more.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, so during the, during training, if you'd like, you can, or you are already attuned to Hirom's spear, so you can kind of test out the magical properties and get a better understanding of how to utilize them. And Hirom is very vocal about making sure that you have proper form, and making sure that you are effectively not letting any kind of opening take advantage of you, or if you are, you at least remember to shield when you can.
I imagine it's a more firmer, like, Farron lesson.
Oh yeah, Farron, it was one of those things where, like, as you're doing this now, Farron would be a lot, like, he's not a better teacher necessarily, but it definitely seems like Farron has a more updated style of teaching to accommodate for people.
Okay. Yeah, as Caelum's getting the feel of this new weapon, he'll take a small break. Hirom, can I ask you a personal question?
Yes. You may.
When... Sorry?
You may.
Okay. Did you have any regrets when you were still in active service?
And Hirom sort of, like, stops to think about this as far as active regrets. And he says the only thing that he regrets is that he was not able to serve his country longer, and that he and Mari were not able to be together. He would have loved to have raised a son for the Empire.
Yeah. Okay.
And you see that, like, he sort of gets, like, a little downcast, and then he, like, picks himself back up, and he says, to the effect of, but being able to train so many bright-eyed youths was as if I was training many sons for the Empire.
At the end of all this, would you... I imagine she's still there. Would you like to rest with her?
Hirom does not know. Now that he has his sentience back, now that he has his own understanding and faculties about him, although trapped inside of a spear to a degree, he does not wish for his people, for their legacy to be forgotten. He will remember Mari, and to him that is enough.
Caelum lays down the portable hole in the ground, and he'll reach for the bow.
Oh, I thought you were like, I don't know why I mental thought just portable hole, and that's sad. Toss the
That's
spear
sad.
in.
Later, sucker. We don't do emotions here.
Yeah, you pick
Oh.
up the bow.
I'm gonna see what they're about, if that's okay with you.
I hear
Take
him
an hour.
nods, yeah.
Take an hour attune to the bow and see what comes out.
You do not need to attune to the bow, as there is nothing there.
So it's an empty vessel, I can assume? Because I detected magic and I detected something on it.
The way that you would understand it is that this is a weapon that would awaken after use. You would need to consistently use it to bring about whatever thing is sleeping inside.
Oh boy. Is there a barrel full of training arrows?
There are.
He turns to Hirom. Please don't laugh. I have never used a bow before.
And Hiram nods and says, "Today is a good day to learn."
You know the Japanese style of archery where you don't actually try to hit dead center, you just try to hit the target?
Yes.
Caelum's gonna repeatedly do like a drawing and firing motion over and over again at like a target downrange. He doesn't care if he's hitting or not.
Okay.
He's just trying to get it somewhere on the board.
Okay, yeah. And you are not proficient with bows, correct?
Nope.
Okay.
Do elves not get proficiency with bows?
That seems a little Tolkienian in nature. No, they do not, as a start, have proficiency with bows. I
You
don't
normally get
believe.
your weapon proficiencies in your class. Elven weapon proficiencies. Shatterhide I don't think they get a
I
bow
think
proficiency.
Void Elves have a choice, and bows is one of them.
Yeah.
Like elves have changed recently. I know that dwarves get axes. I'm pretty sure dwarves get axes. Maybe it's just armor. I don't know. I'm maybe I'm
That's
also,
racist.
Base races have not changed.
I
Not yet.
also may be thinking about 4th edition.
You might be thinking about 4th edition, because I know in Pathfinder, elves get bows. There's gonna be a dexterity then.
Yep.
A 16 minus 2 is a 14.
A 14, so you are able, like, you don't have very much, like, not, like, you've seen people use bows before. You understand the principle of using a bow, but
I
it's a lot,
imagine-
like, you'd think that there would be, like, a little bit more give. You've seen people pull back a bowstrings, like, absolutely nothing, and it is a lot harder than you would think.
Again, Caelum does not have a negative in strength. He has strength. I imagine he's firing like the bowstring rips across his forearm. He's like, "Oh God!"
And Hiram just, like, as you say, "Oh God," and hold your hand, you hear Hiram again.
Yes, sir.
You wish to train. You wish to learn again.
That forearm's gonna be purple.
Roll another, make another attack.
13.
13. Roll a d4.
Owie. 4.
It smarts on your arm. After all of this, there's again like 4 points of damage have been done to that inner arm from the bowstring just snapping against it. And you're getting, you're getting the arrows there. They're hitting like the very bottom edge. It's not fancy by any means, but it's something.
Simon, it's
Yes.
not going to get any better than this. Natural 20 for an 18.
For an 18, it ends up at 20 for an 18. It finds its mark.
For another 4 fucking days. It's a good thing we didn't have combat today.
Yet.
Yeah.
But yeah. But there is nothing that comes back from the bow.
Caelum starts to cast a chilled touch in his hand, but he doesn't target anything. But he hovers the aura over, like, the smart portion. So it's just chilling that.
Mm-hmm. Chill touch, do necrotic.
Is it? I don't have chill touch. What? No, Rollin has chill touch.
Yeah, chill touch is necrotic.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
the lich slap.
Yeah. There's just like a barrel of rainwater that Caelum's just gonna dunk his arm in.
Okay.
We'll keep at it.
And Hirom effectively tells you, like, this is a good start. Like, with your
Wow.
nat 20, he thinks that, like, eventually you'll be able to do better, and you just... No, spear's fine.
That was all luck on that one. While he's like elbow deep in this rainwater, he casts the new spell that he made, Establish Connection,
Okay.
and he's thinking of Diantha.
Okay. And established connection will allow you to speak to individuals who exist on other planes, correct?
Yeah, as long as I succeed a save, I do.
Okay.
Yeah. It's nothing deep. He kind of just like checks if she's awake.
Yeah, I mean, she laughs and says, unlike some of us, I never sleep.
You know, you should probably translate. Oh wait, no, that's what you mean.
You can hear her giggle on the other side.
It's just small talk. He's gonna update her on what's happening.
Okay. Sounds good. All right, so any other plans, any other things that people would like to do for the evening? If not, enter your long rests. Get those hit points back, spell slots, all them jams. You all wake up the next day feeling refreshed.
Caelum has like a wrap around his arm. He's put like some cream over it, and he's kind of like picking at the bandages because they haven't sat right.
Hirom keeps telling you to stop it.
I know, I just have to get the... You know when the bandage folds in on itself when you're wrapping? I didn't notice until the last minute.
He informs you that if you keep picking, it will be a coward's scar.
The hand drops to the side.
So, dude, what happened to you?
Learning how to use a bow.
Why?
Why?
With these weapons from Hirom's empire, the more you use them, once they've become inert, it's like calling the spirit back, essentially. There's someone inside this bow, they're just resting.
Oh. Weird. Well, why don't you give it to Arjhan?
Do not give it to me.
Don't give it to Arjhan. Why would you think? Why would you even consider that, Caelum? Jesus.
Caelum
Who?
is looking at Gwen like, you know what? I will take it this time. That's fine.
So, overthrowing an empire today?
Walking, yes.
Always the funnest part.
I mean, if we have to overthrow an empire, we can, but I think that for the most part we're going to try and avoid it. Speaking of which, Oliviette has offered the services of her cleric. Not what you're thinking, Gwen. The services of being able to make rainfall and cloud cover, etc., etc.
Oh, for our sneaky entrance?
Mm-hmm.
Over a few days.
Yes. Evidently, he keeps on trying to jump into the ocean. So, maybe going inland a little bit would be good for him.
Why is he jumping into the ocean?
Umberly stuff, I assume.
Mm-hmm.
Shh, don't say her name.
The sea bitches stuff, I assume.
I believe her title is the Bitch Queen. And you
I
will
don't know.
respect it.
Yeah, whatever she wants.
Anyway, what's our plan going forward, Arjhan?
Get there.
Good plan.
Once
Alright.
I mean, I'm sure there are very, very many complications and other avenues will reveal themselves as we get there, but I have to bring Tyliera before the Queen.
You're a queen.
Yes,
Right, okay.
I don't really have a way to do that.
Oh?
What part of that process is the issue?
And it's bringing someone unwillingly to Avernus. To a specific place in Avernus.
I see. Caelum, does one have to be willing to travel planes by
If I
any of
punch
your
her hard
means?
enough,
Plane shift does require all the participants to be willing for them to reach a specific place.
yeah, secondary stipulation of plane shift is I can use it as an attack.
But they will be
In a
sent to
random place.
random place.
Hmm.
So you could be sending them into Belle's place.
Well, what-
Teleportation circles possible to go
She
between
doesn't
planes?
have a teleportation
No?
circle.
idea. I can open up a demi-plane, we throw her in with someone else to keep her guard, head to the Hells, I open back up the same demi-plane with said person in Tyliera, and they just bring her out.
Clever.
Logic. Love it. Knew that Caelum would solve this.
Okay. There will also be a dead dragon and a
Sorry, what?
doctor
I'm sorry,
Uh,
did you say dead dragon or dad dragon?
dead.
Okay.
Undead. Dead. I don't know.
Are we talking like undead dragon or like Draco Lich undead dragon? In the words of a bard I once heard, oh boy.
It's a shame I don't have that dragon slaying sword anymore.
None of that is really relevant if we don't get there in the first place.
Let's solve it one problem at a time then.
Certainly. Well, I'm going to go and get that cleric of the bitch queen.
The sea.
The sea cleric.
Sure.
was trying to drown himself.
For religious reasons.
The
It
moist
doesn't make it
minister.
better, dude.
Try not to judge.
I do.
Cora's gonna go get that. Cora's gonna go and get that guy.
Okay.
Caelum turns to Gwen. You want to see what I've been working on with Hirom?
Yes.
It's essentially a maneuver that he got the idea for by watching Cori and Xiao fight. He throws Hirom and then teleports after him and arrives at the place where he had thrown him and catches the spear.
Hell yeah. Like what I do with Grayskull. I like the homage.
You hear the clattering of metalwork as in a standard jingling cadence is coming into the room after Cori is left. You see Swift as the Ten Winds, backpack strapped on, little hat that he has set up.
Hey. You look great, buddy.
Thank you, yeah. Is
Yeah.
everyone all set and ready to go?
Just got a couple more things they gotta do. And then I
And-
think we're good to go.
Okay, he'll nod, and he says that he will meet you at the base of the Shimmering Aerie in order to set out.
Alright, you got everything you need though?
He nods.
Hell yeah.
Thankfully, this land is plentiful for food if you simply know where to look, yeah.
Yeah.
And
Like a cat trying to steal kitten food.
kind of looks at you and just like, I have not had food for kittens in quite some time, but maybe someday.
Good. It's not good for you.
Again, he kind of says, like, depends
I'll
on
make
how
you
you
fat.
make it.
What the hell are you doing?
I don't know, yeah.
Holmes.
I assume you.
LB is trying to keep Creed from eating kitten food.
He's a big chongus. He's a fun boy.
He's laying next to the bowl. Not putting his face in it, but he's there.
Sniffing, getting them good smells in. But yeah, so Swift will then go to the bottom of the Aerie. Cori, you are able to get Sigurd, and he is just like, he's not having a good time. He is like not up in arms necessarily, but you can tell that there is a bit of a fervor that is happening with him. And Oliviette meets you on the dock, and the guards at the dock leading to the Shimmering Aerie, they seem like they are on defense, as you can hear Sigurd shouting. And Oliviette like brings you over and just, he may have found out that we gave him regular water instead of seawater. And Sigurd is swearing in a dialect that you are unfamiliar with.
I'm taking it he didn't take it well.
He says that it has been years since he has had regular water, as he describes it.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like maybe I really need to reevaluate him. But if he ends up being useful, who's to say?
I feel like he would be so dehydrated.
She nods. She says, Humbly works in mysterious ways, apparently.
Is he still going to be able to accompany us?
She says that he might not be able to accompany you directly, but as you had informed her that you were going to be a distraction force for another group and that you were all going to be attacking at the same time, she will just send Sigurd along with the Aarakocra when they actually go up against the Nightsworn to have him be more to have his rainfall have this control weather ability used at a much more reasonable time, and then maybe they can also try and get him wrangled, at least to a degree.
Can I make a quick, like, religion check, just to recall, any connection between Umberlee and Coralon?
Yeah, for sure.
Like, are they friends or foes? I got an 18.
An 18? Levi, thank you for the sub. So, you would know that Umberlee doesn't care about Coralon. She has no beef with Coralon. She has beef with Deep Chehalis. Deep Chehalis is always getting up, and Deep Chehalis being the deity of the Sea Elves. But as far as Umberlee's concerned, Deep Chehalis is always getting up in her business, trying to take over her portfolio, and nobody takes the portfolio of the sea except for Umberlee.
Understood.
And
Alright, so
even though it is like an elven deity of the sea, Umberlee's standpoint is just like, I don't give a shit. Elven
Right.
or human, none of it matters. It's the ocean. Respect me.
so they each just kind of stay in their lanes.
Yeah. Coralon doesn't have like a portfolio that encompasses the ocean. Umberlee is only the ocean. She doesn't care. Well, it's like storms and other things as well, but primarily the ocean.
Understood. Alright. I'm trying to think of anything I can do to sort of help him out. Or this could just be beyond me.
D&D Beyond.
Yeah, and you hear Sigurd yelling, it should have been me. Why did she take the cow? It should have been me.
Well, he seems to be going through a lot. We'll let you know if we need any rain, I suppose.
And she holds up her sending stone and says, let her know.
Well, I'll miss you.
And she, kind of puts her hands in her pockets a little bit when you say that you'll miss her, and she looks like she's about to walk off and say I know, but then she quickly does a heel turn and just big smooch to you.
He looks a little bit disappointed as she starts to walk away. Just like, wait, no. Where is Kiss?
And then Keys come.
Yeah, Keys come. For a second there, I thought I wasn't going to get one.
And that's when she winks at you and says, I still have a few tricks up my sleeve.
Fair enough. I'll see you soon.
And she'll nod and says that she looks forward to it.
Alright. I'll rendezvous with my friends.
Yeah, you end up getting to the meeting point, and you can see Swift as the 10 Winds, his little explorer's hat on. He's wearing what looks like a little khaki vest. He has a backpack on, all of these like cooking materials. And then you can see that he also has a few gourds that are being held up in small nets that are attached to the bottom part of his backpack as well.
Fortunately, the assistance that we're going to receive from Sigurd appears to be remote, so it's just us.
He's work from home, got it.
Hell yeah.
So,
Do it.
are we off?
Indeed we are.
I think so, unless there's anything else we need to do here.
Not that they're aware of.
Good.
All right.
That.
Ain't that
wait, hold
just
on.
the way?
Caelum scuttles off real quick to go use the bathroom.
Told you to go before we left the hut.
We haven't left yet!
To go before you descended the immeasurable number of steps all the way down.
It's okay, he has infinite misty steps.
That's fair.
Misty steps
Thanks.
down the stairs, just like loses his footing, starts falling down the stairs.
Starts misty stepping as he's rolling backwards.
Incredible.
We have fun here.
We do. So, you all begin to make your way deeper into the island. And on this first day of travel, you are able to walk by a lot of these Aarakocra villages. And a lot of the villages that you see here on Orzaris, they aren't grandiose by any means, and they certainly aren't villages that are based for land dwellers by any means. A lot of the ones that you end up seeing are these buildings that have kind of been built into the trees. And you see that there are smaller Aarakocra, there are older Aarakocra, and they just sort of like watch you go and they wave. They seem to remember you from the feast as it was the day prior. And as you kind of make your way deeper into the village, you can, or deeper into the island, there are also moments where like a wave of children will run out and yelling "Seeker, Seeker, Seeker," as Swift will then bestow little snacks and treats to them as you kind of continue on your way. And you have these kids just sort of like flapping alongside you until they reach a point where like they know that they're not supposed to go past into these woods, and they allow you to continue. And it goes on like this for, at least that is the first day. The second day, you can see that like you end up seeing that kind of getting more into like the agricultural area here, and seeing that they have like rice fields that they operate out of. A lot of the other agricultural areas, they seem to be based primarily in vines and being able to actually grow them in the canopies of these trees, utilizing being able to kind of bring up soil and other things to the higher up branches, or at least to have these tall vines that have crept up the length of these trees for who knows how long, but continue to provide some kind of nourishment for the people that live there. And Swift comments that he's always been very pleased with the ingenuity of these people. He always finds it just enthralling to see. And at the beginning of the third day, you can see that the sky begins to get overcast. And as the overcast sky kind of begins to creep in, you begin to see where the villages that you had seen before were full of life and had children running around them, had plant matter growing freely. These don't look well. The people that you see here are not. It seems it's very much in the same way where when disaster strikes and you have those people who are like, I don't care, this is my house, I live here, I'm not going anywhere. You see that there are buildings that have like scorch marks on them. There are others where the side walls have sort of been melted down to a degree. And there are very few people that live here, and getting a general sense, you kind of get the understanding that this village has been visited by the Nightsworn. You will find that the Aarakocra here on Orzaris do not describe themselves as being attacked. They do not see themselves as a attack and defense sort of back and forth between themselves and the Nightsworn, but they describe themselves more so as being visited. That this was they were able to defend themselves thanks to the people who lived here, but they have not had that same sense of security sense. And now it seems that it is just individuals who refuse to leave that are trying to make sure that they can survive in this kind of dire environment. Also on this day, Arjhan, you end up getting a jingle jangle from your dear adventuring companions off constantly, who inform you that they are still they have found information relating to Orcus, and that they ask if you would like the information sent to you directly, or if you would prefer them kind of write out a dossier of sorts to at least give you a breakdown of what to expect from their interactions with the other blood hunters. For what they find, anyways.
What do I expect would be... What do I expect to actually be able to receive?
Able to receive, you would be able to receive things like damages, like if there's any kind of attacks that have proven useful against Orcus in the past, what their general MO is, if they have anything that allows them to have any kind of additional control. It seems that in their findings they have heard about a relic known as the Wand of Orcus that they are unsure of, but they could do continued research to kind of find more out about not only the wand but the interaction that Orcus has with it.
When they're asking if they want to deliver this information directly, is
Basically through a series of sendings that they would give you, or if you would prefer, like, they know that you're out doing other things, if you would prefer them basically give you a write-up that when you return, they could send a courier over to you. Okay. And they will continue to learn as much as they possibly can for you. Okay. Then it is... That is the...
Real quick, Simon.
Yep.
Every day when they've made camp, Caelum takes the bow out for a few hours to train with, if that's fine.
Yeah, that's totally fine. Make an Arcana check.
Unlike the bow, I'm good at this.
I mean,
28.
technically, when you go to sleepies, you could make yourself proficient with the bow.
I know, but it kind of feels like cheating. 28.
A 28. So you know that for something like this, it isn't necessarily about practicing, although practice is important and practice will get you far in this world. But you gain the sense that unless you are using it as it is intended, and not intended in just practice, but in performance, in being able to utilize it in a sense of attacking, whether it's other creatures, whether it's hunting, what have you, it looks like unless you are able to get it some kind of field use, that there is not going to be much that simply practicing with this bow will allow you to do.
After getting that feel, I think he'll start going hunting.
Okay. Make a survival check.
Arjhan, help.
do you need help?
16 on a survival check.
Okay, 16 on a survival check. Yeah, and Arjhan, you see Caelum with the Kadram bow, like, I'm gonna go do a hunt.
I will follow.
Okay. So,
Should I also make a survival check?
Yeah.
Or should I?
Yeah, you can either make a survival check, or Caelum, if you would like, you could have rolled with advantage.
+9 to survival.
I have a +2.
Okay. Yeah, so Arjhan.
Please give me tips.
Yeah, Arjhan, if you would like to instruct Caelum on how to be a better hunter, what'd you roll?
5.
A 5?
Well,
For a
so-
14.
for a 14.
Okay.
So,
So, Arjhan, you kind of give Caelum the general understanding of hunting. A lot of hunting is like there is tracking creatures. There's following their general walk patterns, being able to identify where they're coming from, that sort of thing. And you can't. It's very difficult to show Caelum how to do this when it is something that has come so natural to you for so long. You feel like you can give him the basic rundown of what it is to go hunting and kind of like identify like, okay, those are deer tracks. Those over there is like a wild boar situation.
Caelum interrupts him mid-speech and goes, "How about you hunt something and I'll watch?"
I'll attempt to hunt something.
Okay, yeah, make another survival check. Survival or nature.
26.
26. So with your 26, I would say that you are able to land a medium to large sized creature as far as a meal goes. So what do you think that Arjhan would hunt to demonstrate to Caelum?
This is the part of the island that's we're like 2 days in. Are we still in the part of the island that's been like contested, ravaged?
Yes, this would be at this point you would be anywhere between 3 to 4 days in, and you would be showing it ravaged from the people that live here. As far as wildlife, you aren't sure. You're seeing tracks of wildlife, anyways.
Boar is like a safe bet.
I was gonna say, if it was just the first thing that was around, a wild boar would probably be.
Yeah. Okay, so yeah, you are able to land a relatively sized wild boar. And Caelum, watching Arjhan do this, he is able to like slink into the brush. It's almost like he doesn't make any noise while he does it, as much as he tracks down a boar. Very easy. Pop. Boar goes down.
Yeah, I can't do that. That takes like years of honing skill.
My phone would just like awkwardly nod.
I could run
And
into some
go-
bushes and try to flush out some pheasant.
Are there a lot of like wild like birds
There's not a
around,
lot of
or are
wild
they all
birds.
bird people?
Just bird people. It seems like they, as far as like any kind of smaller avian, there were a few at or like near where the Bright Wardens were, but as far as seeing them more frequently deeper into the island, you're not seeing as much. It seems like their general space, being the canopy, is generally used by other things.
That might be something what we do back home. And he'll try his best to actually like get everything useful from this boar.
Okay. Yeah, and with the survival check that you had, it does not take you very long at all.
Or chop some bacon.
Yum.
Okay, and then coming back to the main camp, you are able to bring this fresh meat that Swift is very excited to have. It seems like a lot of what he has brought has been like salted for preservation. He has his trail rations, or if there's anything that you all have been wanting to share with him, he has been more than happy to help spice it up and make it a full meal rather than a snack. And as you all get ready to have this dinner, that is where we're going to go into our break for the evening. We're going to try and be back in 5 to 10 minutes, so don't go no place unless it's to grab a food, grab a drink, grab a friend, or possibly go to indooradventure.redbubble.com, pick yourself up something nice, and we'll see you guys shortly. All right, everybody. See you soon! we're back.
Hey, Simon.
Hey, what's up?
Why do seagulls live by the sea?
I'm scared. Why?
Because if they lived by the bay, they'd be bagels.
Yeah. Yeah.
I love you guys. I need to get some bagels now. You realize this, right? Like, you have instilled this in me. I now have a food curse that I must fulfill.
Hey, Simon.
Yeah, what's up?
How come... Why can't you hear a pterodactyl go to the bathroom?
Because the bee is
Time to
silent.
start the show.
Anywho.
Because you respect privacy like a normal person, weirdos.
Because I don't want to cure cancer. I want to turn people into dinosaurs.
Honestly?
Alright, so. We are back. We are having a nice meal. We're eating some wild boar. We got bacon. We got pork chops. We got all sorts of food. And it's been delicious so far. Again,
You know what?
What?
Cori is going to take a minute to commune with nature. And not just in a thematic sense, but there's a spell for this. You briefly become one with nature and gain knowledge of the surrounding territory. In the outdoors, the spell gives you knowledge of the land within 3 miles of you. In caves, we're not in a cave. Spell doesn't function where nature's been replaced by construction, such as dungeons and towns. You instantly gain the knowledge of up to 3 facts of your choice about any of the following subjects as they relate to the area.
Have you ever used this spell before?
No.
Never, but
This is incredible.
But it's because it's a high-level spell, and it's an Oath of Ancients thing. And I've only been an Oath of Ancients paladin for a while.
A little bit.
Yeah, for just a little, a little
We
bit.
took a break, but we got there in the end. Okay, so 3 facts?
Yeah, 3 facts.
Are they,
So,
you could ask the questions,
yeah, no, it's, I'd like to know about any, this is essentially a 3-mile divine sense.
Okay.
So, powerful celestials, fae, fiends, elementals, or undead. I can know if they are in the area. Oh, but like, Arjhan can already do that. But I can know a little bit. I can determine the location of powerful undead in the area, the location of major sources of safe drinking water, and the location of nearby towns. That's an example. So I can also learn... It's only 3 things, but these are the things that it can be.
Okay.
Terrain and bodies of water, prevalent plants, minerals, animals, or peoples, powerful celestials, fae, fiends, elementals, or undead, influence from other planes of existence, and buildings. So I'm going to be looking for influence from other planes of existence, celestials, fae, fiends, elementals, undead, you know. And then just plants, minerals, animals, just the general vibe.
Silver Bullet says that you want to name 100 birds in total. Is my mic really sounding weird again? Why is it like this? I don't know. Right here to my face. I may have tapped it at one point. Who knows? Hopefully it figures itself out.
Is it a different mic that's connected to the stream?
No, it should be the same one.
Are you meeting real quick, Simon?
Okay. Okay, how about now? Is it better? Is there like a weird noise coming through?
Oh, I think it's just... Danae, can you mute?
Is it me?
Hold on, there's a delay.
I haven't been hearing anything weird on Danae's end. Thank you for standing by with us as we figure out technical issues.
Hold for sound.
I think it might be the stream because, like, when both of you mute, it's staticky in general over stream.
Oh, wild. Because I'm not hearing any kind of static, so that might be me.
Oh yeah, oh my god, I can hear it on the stream. Like, I can't hear it over Zoom, it's stream side, definitely.
Huh. Cool. Great. Love that.
Thanks, Twitch.
Double check the stream mic.
The stream mic properties, it is the one that I am using. I'm gonna try default. Did that help at all, listening to the stream?
Still
Thank
like
you.
a few seconds. There goes.
Yeah?
Yeah.
It's good?
You sound a little far on
That's
stream.
probably because it's picking up the Logitech camera
Okay.
at this point. So
Yeah,
I
it's-
might have done something to bump my condenser mic, which is great. Like, if I move the mic away, is it still the same audio?
We can't hear you anymore.
Oh, okay. Well, that's also fair. So, yeah, we'll figure it out.
Yeah,
But
I
as
think
long-
it is. It's not. When you moved the mic away, it didn't grow distant. So like, on the Zoom side, it's using the
Yeah.
mic in front of you, but on the stream side, it's using a different mic.
That's okay. Look, we're gonna figure it out. We fixed it enough that our workaround is solid. To you audiocast listeners, I apologize. I had to switch to my Logitech microphone, which is up by my monitor instead of the microphone that's right next to my face, because yay technology. But that's half the fun of doing live streams every week. So, questions were as follows. Powerful Fey Fiend Undead was one of the questions.
Yes. Essentially, animals and plants in the area, powerful Fey Fiend or undead in the area, or extraplanar influence.
Extraplanar influence is negatory. You do not sense any influence of anything extraplanar
All right.
in the surrounding area.
No Oblivion Gates appearing. That's good.
No Oblivion Gates. Solid. That's a good. As far as like plants and other wildlife, there's a plethora of ferns, trees. A lot of the trees here seem like they are very hardy, off towards like in the direction of where you would expect the coast to be. You can even feel a few mangroves growing, the sort of like salt freshwater tree. As far as
Any like dangerous animals in the area?
dangerous animals, there are some large lizards, not like thunder beasts or dinosaurs in that sense, but like gators exist in this place.
Alright.
They are dangerous. Boars of larger size, also dangerous. Couple bears here and there, also dangerous. But nothing major in terms of that level of wildlife. And then checking for powerful Fey Fiend or Undead in the general area. There is a sense that you get. It's a little, almost tidbit of undead that seems to be coming your way.
Coming our way?
That is correct.
Or are buddies still out hunting?
No, they have returned. Like, you guys are, like, at dinner, basically, like, pork chops, num, 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 num. Let's just, like, get a general sense of what's going on. Ha!
Quickly? Is it coming quickly?
It does seem like they are coming with with relative quickness and ease.
All right. Cori is like probably like sitting on a mangrove root, and he will stand and look to the rest of the group and say, "We have incoming."
What's incoming?
Powerful undead force. I don't know what exactly, but it's coming towards us.
Should we hide? All right, y'all hide. I'll engage with this thing and see what they want.
Could just summon the Magnificent Mansion and we just skedaddle in there.
Arjhan is gonna find a decent like overlook position.
Okay. Yeah, make a decent overlook position, and then
I'm trying to get into a sniper position.
Okay, yeah, make
I'm
a
trying
stealth
to
check.
stealth.
Yeah.
31.
31? Okay. Yeah. You, like Caelum has watched you survival hunt boars. This is Caelum as you normally see when Arjhan is hunting a much more dangerous game. Just
Oh, by the way, and he's gone.
It's just like the opacity slider, just like goes all the way down.
Arjhan-shaped outline that blinks in and out several times.
Yep.
Gwen is going to sit sort of in the middle of the biggest area, and she's going to start sharpening her axe.
Okay. Swift is going to kind of give, like, a general look, and you see that he grabs one of the gourds that he had on the side and uncorks it. And Gwen, he's close enough to you that you can get a very strong sense of alcohol coming from his gourd. And he just begins sipping, and then he's going to, like, hide into the brush, just, like, drinking this booze.
Oh, weird, but okay.
Yeah, and, like, he got a nat 1 on his stealth, so he's just... Like, he's not doing super hot on the stealth end of things.
I think Gwen's gonna start singing a Goliath hit song to draw more attention. Because damn.
Okay, yeah, make a performance check.
Ooh, okay. I've been known to do these before. Let's see. It's a 9.
A 9. It's a performance.
Mm-hmm.
That's for sure.
Cool. Almost average.
Yeah. And then Cori and Caelum, what are the two of you doing while Arjhan has disappeared? Swift has, like, crept into a bush and is just, like, drinking some booze.
How big the force is.
Sorry, what?
To Cori, can you tell how big the force is?
Spell doesn't say. Not necessarily. I can just tell that it is powerful. Wait until I get eyes on it, and then I'll tell you.
How many trees are around us?
Oh, you're in the middle of a forest. There are many trees.
Quite a few.
At least 3.
Okay. Well... God, I have to do math now! Sorry.
It's okay. I know you're just mad at the math and not at me.
4... That's... Why isn't this more succinct? Okay. I need 2 additional for 5th, so that's...
Succinct? At this level? I don't think so.
Are there any large boulders?
Roll a d20 for me.
Okay.
I'll cast plant growth, like the quick version of it, to just make like a bunch of plants grow up around me.
17?
17? Yeah, you do indeed find a large boulder. And I know, Levi, I want to say a large boulder the size of a small boulder. It's taking everything in my power, but he wants a large boulder, goddammit.
I want several boulders.
Yeah, there is at least one larger boulder, and then 2 other large boulders that are the size of a small boulder.
Caelum's casting Animate Object at 8th level and animating all 3 of them into large constructs.
Okay.
I like that boulder. That's a nice boulder.
You just hear echoing from nowhere as the 31 maintains. And then, Cori, what were you doing?
I'm gonna cast plant growth around myself.
Okay.
Not the 8-hour version, like the instantaneous version that just
Mhm.
makes a bunch of plants grow.
Okay. And
So
Cori...
it's just the groaning of trees is like they like elongate their limbs towards Cori and a bunch of foliage.
Okay. Yeah, and Cori, as you have this plant growth ready and you are there in this small clearing where you have had this fire that you are getting your food made at, you can feel that undead presence making its way towards you.
Mm-hmm.
And you feel it coming as it gets closer. It is not coming at ground level. It is coming from the air, and it does not seem to be maintaining a single space. As it gets closer, it seems to spread. And you feel it begin to spread around your opening, around this area that you have made for yourself in the trees. And if you'd like, you all can make perception checks.
Cori will say to the rest of the party, eyes up.
7.
11.
22.
23.
Okay, and Swift also got 28. Arjhan, you said you got 27?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so Gwen, you are the only person who's like having difficulty looking into the tree line at this. But there are 6 different figures that you see just soundlessly making their way from the top of the trees into the tree line, and then landing onto a branch, kind of using these large wings of theirs to crouch in, preventing the tree itself from actually even making any noise as it bends to hold onto their weight. And you can see that they are wearing, these individuals are wearing kind of that same kind of like woven style armor that Xiao has. And you can see that 2 of them are wearing a reddish style armor. 2 of them are wearing a blue. And then there are several others that are wearing black and white armors as well. And as you are all getting ready, you see one of them soar above that opening directly above you. And they twirl a staff that they have, point it down, and you see a crackle of electrical energy. And I'd like for everybody to roll initiative.
Oh, boy.
24.
Ow, butts. Natural 1 for 2.
Okay.
Gwen get. You muted.
11.
Hey, Simon.
Yeah?
-1.
Yes!
The boy's back!
Why are the elves so slow?
Those were the days.
I
'Cause
have
you got a tummy full of pork chop. It's like, you got the itis a little bit. You had a good meal.
I have -2 dex. What do you mean? Why are the elves so slow?
I mean, you have a negative to your dexterity, but, when you're not the last one, I'm the last one, usually.
Okay, and so just in case it does end up coming into the initiative, because I will be posting this in our Discord as well, so that way you all know what the initiative order is. I have the Bloodlord on there in case Arjhan ends up summoning a Draconic Spirit, otherwise just don't pay attention to it. I don't know! I don't know! So, there it is. They have numbers next to them, so that way I was able to keep track of these figures. But they have arisen. Arjhan, you are at the top of the round, and you see this figure with these large fluffy wings. Again, more akin to an owl, and they are wearing what looks like a woven basket over their head, but it has little holes and side slits all around the inside of the basket itself. as they just have this staff pointed down, crackling with electricity, and it looks like they are gearing up to at least point in the direction of your halfling companion.
For my
Who?
bonus action, I cast Hunter's Mark.
Okay. Hunter's Mark on the blue guy?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I assume he is not. The one who's got the staff out,
Yes.
who's initiating things. Have they seen me?
They have not. No, it seems like none of these individuals have noticed you. They are all more paying attention to everyone else who's still down in this clearing. None of them have paid any attention to you.
I believe a 34 is going to hit.
Oh yeah, no, that'll do her. And for the record, they are considered, in terms of the initiative tracker, blue 2. Okay, so 34.
A 35 is also going to hit.
Oh yeah.
What about 24?
24. 24 hits.
Okay. So, I have Hunter's Mark on this person.
Yes.
I also have Dread Ambusher, which is how I got the third attack, I believe. Yes. So I'll get an additional D8 and D6 on the first one.
Okay.
So first one is 25 points of force damage.
25. Okay.
And then Hunter's Mark is every attack, right?
Yes.
Uh, 20 on the second one.
Okay.
And 14 on the third.
Gotcha. So they unleash a howling screech as you bam, bam, bam from the shadows, and it just peppers them. And you see, like, they like kind of lose control of their staff as their head swivels to try and find the location of the individual that has just peppered them. With the shots, you've made yourself known, but that is neither here nor there.
You really want to try this?
Yeah, I wouldn't recommend.
Okay. At that, you see one of these individuals wearing red. They swoop in with this large staff that they just begin to pound against one of the trees. And as they do, you can hear this kind of deep just that comes up in the cadence of the slamming of this kind of. It's almost like it's almost like a staff, but it has these metal rings attached to it that are making this jangling sound as they do. And as they continue to utilize this, you can see that the individual that is still in the air seems to almost like their head with this basket on it begins to turn and twist until it eventually like locks into a specific position, and from inside of said basket you can just see these glowing eyes that begin to emerge through the basket itself. And then they are going to fly towards you, Arjhan.
Okay.
And they are going to strike out with a claw, and you can see that as they do, they rear back, and this like taloned owlin hand begins to glow with a reddish heat, and then as they press forward, you can see that their claw actually ignites as they begin to try and strike out towards you. And that is a 20 to hit.
Sure.
Okay. So that is going to be for a total of 16 points of force damage and 10 points of fire damage. And then they will pull back with their spear and try and swing out towards the butt end towards you. Again, that is a natural 20. So they are going to deal a total of 21 points of force damage. And then... oh, God. One, two, three, four. And then with their crit, they deal a total of 50 points of fire damage with the butt of the staff.
I'd like to use my reactive resistance.
Okay. And you can hear a deep scree that seems to come from the inside of this hood. Next up, one of the Owlin that is wearing black will swoop down, and they will make themselves known to you, Cori, and it seems like they have been bolstered by the individual wearing red. And they are going to make... you actually see that their hood that they have, their helmet, is missing a space for their beak to extend out of. And they are going to... and, like, you can see that, like, they do have, like, these kind of red glowing eyes. And as their beak opens, there is, like... the side bits of the beak have been shaved down to be serrated as they attempt to bite out towards you. Thankfully, they have advantage thanks to the bolstering. So that is going to be a 24 to hit.
That'll hit.
Okay, so you are going to be taking 5 points of piercing damage.
What kind of damage?
Piercing!
Piercing. Okay.
Yes, piercing. And then you will...
Sorry.
also...
When you turn your face in that direction, your voice gets really garbled.
Ah, yeah, no, because this guy. Okay, I'll remember that. And then a minimum 2 points of acid damage as this bite actually sinks into you. And then with that bite still in, you see them pull out what looks like one of those long curved swords that Xiao has, although these are made to be a little bit more jagged. They have seem like hooked edges on them that are meant more for tearing than they are a cleaner cut. And they are going to attempt to strike out again for a 24 to hit.
Yep.
Okay, and then that is going to be for 7 points of slashing damage.
Okay.
Okay. Then 2 of the I believe there's only 2 of them. Yeah, the 2 white-clad of these flying individuals will then soar down next to Caelum, and they are going to begin attacking you as well. Only one of them has been bolstered, it would seem. And you can see that they also are missing, like, the lower half, lower portion for where their beak is. And again, they do have these red glowing eyes. You think that there's that undead presence that Cori was sensing. You're guessing coming from these birds. And they will go to try and bite out towards you. That is a 19.
And a shield goes up.
Okay. And they go to bite, and as they do, you can see that, like, that hood that they have, that kind of woven helm, falls off, and you can see that, like, the feathers along their face have molted away, and where the feathers have molted and are missing, where as an undead you would expect to find kind of like that nasty like goose flesh like yuck skin of no feathers, but there are like scales that seem to be growing onto the side of these figures. They will try and make a strike with a sword against you for a 25 with their sword.
That does it.
Okay. Then that is going to be for 10 points of slashing damage. And then the one adjacent to it who is not bolstered does not surpass the number that you were given. Next up is the blue armored one that was preparing this lightning strike. And you see that it twists its staff and then shoots down a bolt of lightning towards Gwen. So this is not actually a spell. This seems to be just their innate draconic ability.
Is that spell-like attack sort of thing? That
It is
spell attack.
not. Or yes, it is a spell attack. Yes, but it is not a spell that they are casting. But that is a natural 20.
That does hit.
Okay. I miss Watsy Dice Roller.
Oh.
Watsy, more like whoopsie, am I right, folks?
Hey! There we go. Alright, Gwen. So... that is going to be for a total of 62 points of lightning damage.
Okie dokie.
Second attack with the same lightning. They had been bolstered.
How close is Gwen to me?
Gwen is within 30 feet.
All right, then she's got resistance to spell damage. Oath of Ancients, baby.
Okay.
31.
No damage or damage from spells?
I'm assuming that there's a difference.
Can you counterspell it or not?
It is not. It does not look like it is able to be counterspelled.
Yeah, it's damage from spells is my thing. I can't counterspell it. I do not have counterspell. I have an aura of warding.
This might not be a spell.
This is an attack that does lightning damage. I'm assuming.
Yes, and
Resistance
that would be
to damage from spells. That is what I can offer you.
Okay, and does a 20 hit you, Gwen?
Yes, it does.
Okay, that is for another 32 points of lightning damage. And then it gets a third attack.
Okay.
That is for a 24 to hit for 38 points of lightning damage, as just it shoots down lightning strike after lightning strike after lightning strike. Okay. Then next up, Gwen.
Gwen sort of takes all these hits. There's a moment where this sort of electricity sparks off of her, and she's steaming a little bit and just goes, "Ooh, haven't felt electrified like that in a while. My turn." And I think that Gwen is going to use her brain because she's not... No, she's not. This is Gwen. What are we talking about? I would like tiny rage, please.
Okay.
As my bonus action, and then Gwen lifts the Runtax into the air, and she, as the chain of returning sort of falls down next to her, and she is going to throw the Runtax at this dude with the electricity.
Okay.
All right, I'm going to do this recklessly. Does a 29 hit?
A 20. Yes.
Sorry.
Yes, I do. No, that's fine.
Okay. And that's going to be 19 piercing and 11 fire. And then Gwen is going to use her second attack to yank him out of the sky, so I need him to make a strength save.
Okay, that is definitely not going to be enough.
Okay.
Yeah, the
So
strength saving throw that they made was a 9.
Okay, they gotta get a 20. So on a fail, the creature is returned to within 5 feet of you as your weapon returns to your hand. So she just kind of pulls back on the chain and yanks this fucker out of the sky. Grayskull not manifesting as in a manifesting an echo, but as a spirit thing that she does is kind of standing behind her.
Oh, he's hyped.
Mm-hmm.
He's super excited for it. Okay, so that was Gwen's. Next up is the second blue individual, and they are going to see you. You have pulled down their companion, and they are going to look at you, and then kind of like take a quick scan of the field, and you see them alight to one of the trees, and then from there they begin to spin their staff as well, and they are going to try and shoot down a series of lightning strikes towards Cori. So that is a 18 to hit, as they are not bolstered.
All right. These are not spells?
These are... so the wording that they use is ranged spell attack, but it is not a spell that they are casting that uses spell slots.
Okay. Well, if it's a spell, I have resistance against it.
Okay.
Say again? What was the lead in?
Well, it was an 18 to hit, which I don't believe would strike you.
It does
Okay.
not.
So, then second attempted lightning strike is a 15.
Nope.
And then the third one is a 27 to hit.
Yes, that one will hit.
Okay, and that would be for a total of 32, but you said that you have resistance against it.
Yes.
So then 16.
Yes.
Okay. So then, next up is Swift as the 10 Winds, and he has just been, like, draining this bottle as quickly as he possibly can, and you see that you hear a smashing noise of ceramic as Cat just, like, long cats up from the brush, and then they kind of, like, put their paws out in front of them, but their hands aren't, like, clenched in more of a fighting stance. They seem to be a little bit looser in their overall strike. And you watch as Swift just sort of, like, caterwauls back and forth towards one of the white suited individuals that had been striking out at Caelum. And you see that they just sort of like lean back and broad strike with their wrist to strike into one of these individuals as they are going to attempt a flurry of blows, or at least an unarmed strike to get things going, really. Okay, so that is a 28 to hit for the first attack, and they are going to get a total of 9 points of damage. Yay, Swift!
Good job, buddy.
He's drunk and doing his best.
Bless his heart.
And then he is going to make a second strike against it as well. And as he does with this, like, after, like, this brief, like, swat with his wrist, he just sort of, like, haymakers with a claw, and you see that his claws are extended as he brings them over, and that is another 28 to hit, this time doing a total of 8 points of damage. There we go. Then he is going to Flurry of Blows. For a 22 and a 24 to hit. For a total of 14, 12, so an extra 26 points of damage. As you just watch Swift just kind of like again, like shamble over to this guy and just immediately start like just busting into him. But the entire time, like, he just seems like, Gwen, like, you've seen bar brawls before. He is, like, exhibiting the same kind of styling as if he were in a bar brawl, but, like, way drunker than he normally would be. But, like, as far as the strikes go, like, he's landing really solid hits, but you can just hear him, like, is he purring? Is he purring right now? Next up is the second red individual who is going to swoop down. And seeing you all, they are going to, you hear them, like, breathe in deeply, and they also have one of these staves, and as they unleash, slam the staff down, they unleash a powerful roar. So I need everybody who is here to make a wisdom saving throw for me against becoming frightened. Cori, I believe that you have something.
I do. I have something for this. Hold on. I gotta navigate to all my features and things. Auras. There we go. Aura of Courage. While you are conscious, you and friendly creatures within 30 feet cannot be frightened.
Okay, so that would be Arjhan. I need you to make a saving throw.
19.
19? So 19 is much better, or not much better, but you are able to beat it as far as this creature attempting to use a frightful presence. Arjhan, I mean, you took a direct breath weapon from Scorchbane. This guy ain't shit. He's trying. At least, like, you can give him credit for that. But these Owlin are not, they do not have the same kind of gravitas as as the bits and pieces that have possibly been applied to them would suggest. However, they are still near Cori, and they are going to rush up with a attempted claw attack. And that is a 29 to hit.
Yes.
Okay, so from their claw, Cori, you are going to be taking 24 points of force damage.
Hold for math, because I can negate some of that. That's 19 negated,
Okay.
and because I'm level 14. It goes back to the person who, what is it called?
Parry and riposte them, essentially.
Basically, yeah, it's the spirit shield. And then the vengeful ancestors puts that damage back on the person who is attacking.
Okay, so they take a total of 14 back?
Force damage, yep.
Okay. Incredible.
So Grayskull just, goes through the attack and then smacks whoever with the axe.
Oh, it is, like, you basically see that he doesn't even, like, seeing as how they're a lot of, like, hand-to-hand combat, Grayskull with the axe, he wants to use the axe, but it's been a while since he got in a little bit of a scuffle. So, like, as this hand goes out, you just see him, like, bring the arm up right at the elbow of this Owlin, and there's a popping noise of something that should probably not have made a popping noise as Grayskull just, like, hits it as this strike comes towards Cori.
What I call a pop and lock.
Was that 14 or 19? I heard both numbers.
I rolled 19.
Okay, so then they take 19 damage, or they take
Correct.
14 damage?
They take 19.
They take
Sorry, did I
19
say
damage.
14?
Okay. Sounds good. And then they are going to try and make a bite attack against you, Cori.
Rude.
And that is a 25 to hit.
Yes.
Okay. Ugh, wrong button. Okay, so that is going to be for a total of 19 points of piercing damage and 34 points of fire damage.
Oof. Owie, my bones. I'm in summer form.
Yes, you are.
34. Is that because it's a spell attack?
That's because they have a, it seems like they have some sort of elemental affinity that is giving them this added bonus, but it is a melee attack.
You know I gotta ask.
Yes. That is totally fine to
A
ask.
melee spell attack?
Let me check. Nope, melee weapon attack. You guys are close, though. And then the last one is going to be one of these individuals wearing black armor who's going to come up towards Arjhan, and they are going to make some attacks as well in an attempt to try and fight against you. So each of you should have anywhere between 1 to 2 of these figures upon you. But Arjhan, they are going to get a 21 to bite against you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so that is going to be for 12 points of piercing. And then, where did that dice go? There did that. And then they are going to deal 13 points of acid damage. Or at least they would if you were not...
I am not resistant.
Oh, never mind. Yeah, so 13 acid damage in the bite towards you, and then they are going to make 2 attacks with these long-edged blades that they have. So that is a 22 to hit, or a 24 to hit, and a 22 to hit.
Okay.
Okay. Sounds good. Minimum damage as they swing out with their sword. So that is going to be a total of 8 between the 2 attacks. So 8 total. Next up, Cori.
Oh yeah, I am first. Shit. Okay. How many are in the air?
It looks like that there aren't any there aren't any that are still in flight, but there's a red one that is next to Arjhan, there is a black one that is next to Arjhan, and then one of the blue ones is on a tree adjacent that had been shooting lightning bolts down at you. And those are the only 3 that are not on the ground floor currently.
Okay. This is what I get when I don't make a backup plan. Alright, I've already used that spell slot. Let's just fall back on the old tried and true method. I'm gonna cast Guardian of Nature.
Okay.
Which is a bonus action. And I'm just gonna go in and attack one that's next to me, let's say red one.
Okay.
So... first attack is gonna be 23.
23 hits.
Alright, that's gonna be 14 slashing damage, 2 force damage. One ally within 30 feet of me gains 9 temporary hit points.
So you'd be able to pick anybody but Arjhan.
Okay. Who's hurting right now? Or rather, who's taking a lot of damage right? Yeah, let's say. Gwen, you get 9 temporary hit points.
Hello.
So 6 radiant damage from my advanced smite, and I'll throw on a regular smite on top of this as
Okay,
well.
and they are considered undead, so don't forget to add that extra dice.
Okay. Use. So for the extra dice, that'll be 8. 8 plus 6 is
14.
a number. Okay. And then I'm gonna smite.
Okay.
Let's do it at 2nd level? 2nd level. That'll be an additional 11 radiant damage. That's my first attack.
Okay.
Here comes the second one. First of all, is this guy looking all right? How's he looking?
He's looking fine.
He's looking fine. Okay. 30 to hit.
Yeah, 30 hits.
All right, 11 slashing damage, 1 force damage. And let me just go ahead and smite. Caelum, go ahead and get 9 temporary hit points. I'm gonna smite at 3rd level this time.
Okay.
So let me just add this up real quick. 22 for the smite. 8 for the advanced. Plus 4 for the undead extra. That's gonna be 34 radiant damage.
Okay.
And I think that's it. I think. That's my bonus. That's my attack. I don't get a 3rd one when I'm in primal mode, right?
You
I don't
don't
think
get
so.
an additional attack, I don't believe. No.
Yeah, I don't think so. I'm just double checking. All right, that's it for me.
Okay, sounds good. Next up, Caelum, you and your rock band.
This is gonna be a meaty turn for Caelum.
Y'all all have meaty turns. It's fine.
Caelum spins the spear, and he casts Steel Wind Strike, targeting both the blues, both the whites, and the red.
Okay.
And I imagine there's like, the form of Shadarkai appearing behind them with like daggers raising up. First blue, 25 to hit,
Hits.
29 force damage.
Okay, just a second.
You got
And that is blue 1.
That's the blue in the tree.
Yes. You said how much? 22? 21?
25 to hit, 29 force damage.
29. Okay. Okay.
Second blue, the one by Gwen, is a natural 20 for a 33 to hit,
Yeah, that hits.
for 63 points of force damage.
Okay. Still up.
The first white one, dealer's choice, 25 to hit,
Still hits.
34 points of force damage.
Okay. That one goes down.
Second one, 26 to hit,
Second one, 26 hits.
21 force damage.
Okay. Said 21 force damage?
Yes, 21.
Okay. Thank you. Alright, that one is still up, but it was previously uninjured.
Cool. The red one, was there 2 reds?
Yes, there were.
The red closest then.
Okay, that would be the one that is on Cori.
20 to hit?
20 to hit misses.
Okay. Caelum is going to stand his ground. He's not teleporting via Steel Wind Strike, but he looks at the white one in front of him, snaps his fingers, and says, "Crush." And the large constructs are going to start wailing on him.
Okay.
24 to hit,
Yeah, that'll hit.
20 points of bludgeoning damage.
Okay.
18 to hit,
Hits.
11 points of bludgeoning damage.
Okay.
Finally, 20 to hit,
Still hits.
8 points of bludgeoning damage.
It is up, but just ever so. It is in between a rock and a rock and a rock and a Caelum.
You mean a mosh pit.
Yeah. For those about to rock.
For those about to rock, we salute you. That's his turn.
Okay. Sounds good. So, top of the round. Arjhan.
I need you to start thinking in 3-dimensional space, okay?
Okay.
Because one of my things is going to involve a cone, and the other one is going to involve a line.
Okay. I got it all up here.
How many things can I hit within... Shit, this is the wrong thing. This is the wrong spell.
Wrong cone! Wrong cone!
Wrong cone. Wrong spell. Shit. Yeah, I'm looking at Hail of Thorns, but I want to do the other one. I guess I don't have it. Are there any that are very close to like within 5 feet of another one?
Yes. There is the blue one that Gwen had dragged down.
But they're all within 5 feet of my allies.
Yes, they seem to be just huddled up. It seems like they do a lot more melee striking, except for the blue one that was in a tree. And they seem to kind of be like isolated by themselves.
I thought this was the other spell, and now I can't actually find the other spell.
That's okay. Take your time.
I gotta tap in the Bloodlord.
Okay, sounds good.
And as a bonus action, I'm gonna make a potion of superior healing.
Okay, sounds good. Then the Bloodlord goes immediately after you in the initiative order.
Shit, I forgot about that. So he is going to first off, I'm taking the damage resistance to fire.
Okay.
As our shared resistance. He is going to. He has a 30-foot cone. Why not? Let's use it. How many people can get a 30-foot cone?
In a 30-foot cone, if you would like, you would be able to hit the red and the black that are on you, as well as the blue that is up in the tree. Or if you sent him down lower to the ground, you would be able to get the... You'd be able to get... You wouldn't be able to get white too, because that's amongst all of Caelum's rocks, but they're rocks...
I think the priority of getting the ones off me.
Yeah, I think the priority are the ones that are on you as well. So yeah, you'd be able to get red 2, black 1, and blue 1 as well.
Deck save.
Okay. And what is the number that they are trying to beat?
17.
17. Okay, so blue is able to make it. Black is able to make it, and red fails.
On a failed save, they take 6 points of acid damage.
Oh. Okay. Okay.
Oh, that's an and. That's not an or, that's an and. And I get to make 2 rend attacks. So, still trying to get the guys off me.
Yes. Do you want to attack the red or the black? The red one's red individual seems a lot more sturdy, but they are also the one who is
it was
dealing.
red and black on me?
Yeah, red and black are directly on you.
And blue?
Blue is on an adjacent tree. Nobody is directly on that one.
Okay, poison damage for the breath.
Okay.
10 plus my spell attack, so 19 to hit.
A 19 doesn't... red or black?
Red.
Red, a 19 does not hit red.
And then for black, 15.
15. A 15 just hits black.
You're doing great, big guy.
Thank you.
1d6 plus 4 plus the spell. 1d6 plus 9. Okay. $11 points of piercing damage.
Okay. Sounds good. Yeah, so they take that 11 points of piercing damage. As there is now a dragon amongst the trees. And it seems like when you bring about this, like, when you summon forth this dragon, there's, like, amongst the individuals that are on you, there is not necessarily a look of recognition to the personality of the Bloodlord. But it seems like they recognize the form of a dragon when they see it.
Arjhan just, like, got blood coming out of his mouth, like, half of his fangs are, like, dangling out, and he's just like, you're doing great.
Perfect. Next up is the red one that is on you, Arjhan, and they are going to incite some fanaticism amongst their companions. So 1, 2, 3. So the 2 blue, their fellow red, and a black will all have advantage. And then they are going to try and make some strikes out towards you. First off being a claw attack. That is a... Or actually, I think they would try and strike out towards the Bloodlord. Not you. They'd be more afraid of them at this point. So that is a 30 to hit Bloodlord.
Yeah.
Okay. That is 2d10 for 25 points of force damage. And 4 points of fire damage, reduced to 2. Because you had said that you had taken the fire resistance.
He has resistance to all of them.
Oh, awesome. Cool, cool, cool. And then they are going to try and bite out towards the Bloodlord as well. That is a 28 for the bite.
Yep.
For 21 points of piercing. And 28 points of fire.
See you, Arjhan. He's out.
Okay. Bloodlord disappears, but that is all that the red one can actually do. Next up is Black 2, who is on Caelum currently, I believe. Or no, they were on... They had moved to Cori.
There's a black one on me.
Yes, that would be Black 1.
Okay.
Yes. Black 2 is currently on Cori, as they had tried to attack unsuccessfully previously, and they are going to continue attempting to wail on you, although that they are not exactly enjoying how things are looking. A 17 misses you. Less than a 17. And then a 26 as they slash out towards you.
Yep, that'll hit.
Okay. And then that is with their scimitar for 8 points of slashing damage.
All right.
Right, and that is all that they are able to do. Next up is the white one that is caught amongst all these rocks. And I think they are going to disengage, and they are going to fly up into the tree next to Blue 1. And you just see them make like a quick series of like shifting head nods towards head movements towards each other, as if they are communicating non-verbally. Next up is the blue figure that is next to you, Gwen. And after you've just done a shite ton of damage to them, they are going to try and make a series of lightning strikes against you. That is a 16 to hit, or you attacked recklessly, so they would be able to have advantage on attacks against you. So, yeah, that would be a 17 on the first hit. Is that hit? Gwen?
Yes, 17 hits, sorry.
That is totally okay. There are a lot of numbers being thrown around.
It's true. Is it a spell attack?
Yeah, it's the same thing that we talked about previously, but we gave you the halvesy on it. So if you were within the 30-foot aura, Gwen, you would also be getting halves, and because you are also raging, I believe that also have it again. So you're going to be taking it would be 30 reduced to 15, then again reduced down to 7 points of electric damage.
Okie dokie.
Second attack, that is a 24.
That
This
hits.
time for 39, then reduced down to 18,
15.
reduced to 9.
30, yep.
Okay, and then a third strike towards you. These lightnings, and that would be another 25, this time for 27, reduced to half, which would be 13, and then reduced to half again for a
6.
total of 6. Yes.
Yeah. I've gotten so used to having. I can get there.
All right. Well, speaking of being used to having, it is your attack. So if you want to cut somebody in half, you are more than welcome to. Looking around the battlefield, like, you got your 10 points. Swift is just, like, drunkenly smacking people. That seems to be his primary MO.
Mm-hmm.
And then you look up, like, for about 6 seconds, you saw the dragon that ate a guy in the trees with Arjhan, and then the creatures focused on it, and now it is just Arjhan, who's, again, like, bunch of teeth dangling out, like... He's looking rough.
It wasn't even 6 seconds. He got up to do a little patooey, and that was it.
Is there someone attacking? Is there someone attacking Arjhan right now?
Yes, there are 2 individuals. You would know based off of the initiative counter that red 2 and black 1 are both on Arjhan.
Okay, I am going to throw my axe at red 2.
Okay.
To try to attack him recklessly. That's a 25 to hit.
Yeah, that'll hit.
That's gonna do 13 slashing and 5 fire.
Okay.
And I am going to need...
The fire is reduced.
Oh shit! Hold on.
On the red
I need
ones.
to roll 4d6 for fire. So that was 5 plus 7, so 12.
Reduced to 6 in total.
Total, yep.
Yes.
And then I'm gonna need him to make a
Strength save.
strength save, please.
Okay.
Magic number's 20.
Strength saving throw. He got a 17.
Ooh, come here, big boy.
Yeah, so Arjhan, red 1 is in front of you, looking super intimidating. A great axe just whips around it, and then they are just pulled from the branch that you were on.
Now I have a question, Endor.
Okay.
I can action surge.
Yes, you can.
Can I then try and yank the other one out of the sky if I use both my attacks?
Yes, you could.
All right, let's do it. Oh boy, does a 32 hit? 31.
No, it's too high.
31. Okay, just making sure. All right, that's. I don't know why I did it like that. I hate that. So that's 17 piercing and 17 fire.
Okay.
And I'd like them to make a strange check, please.
They don't have to.
Oh. Wait.
There is no strength left in them bones.
I get to do a thing. I haven't gotten to do this yet. Because if I down somebody, let me pull it up. I haven't gotten to do it yet. No, I thought there was a thing. If I get somebody, it's like relentless. No, there's so many things. Sorry. Am I high?
Might be a champion ability.
It might be my. Not great weapon master. I just had it.
Savage attacker.
Oh, okay. Great weapon master. Yeah. When you score a critical hit with a melee attack or reduce a creature to 0 hit points, you can make one melee weapon attack as a bonus action. But I've
already. I don't think you used your bonus action.
I have not used my bonus action yet. So I'm
Would you like to use your bonus action?
I would. I'm gonna use my bonus action to attack. Is the fucker still in front of me who was shot lightning at me?
Yes, he is.
All right, I'm gonna hit that guy.
Okay.
Oh! I don't think I have brutal. Oh, is my brutal critical 19? I don't think so. You know, we don't go in combat for so long, and then things happen. I can only plan for so much. Brutal critical, blah, blah, blah. Nope, okay. So, that's a 33 to hit.
Yeah, that'll hit.
Okay. For 20 slashing and 21 fire.
Okay. They are barely hanging on.
And Gwen kind of turns to the guy who was beating on Arjhan and is like, "What's up, bitch? Let's go. Let's pick on someone." Ah! That's it.
Okay.
It's my turn.
Sounds good. So yeah, this bird don't scream at you. The red one anyway, and then Swift is. I mean, it is their turn. They're gonna they're just gonna bumble on up. They got their like mitts up. They seem again very loose. No one has paid them any attention during this game. They're just there to kind of do like little punchy gloves every once in a while, make some food. That is a 15 onto the blue one, but that is not enough. So then they are going to attack a second time for a 25 for 14 points. As their first attack definitely comes off now more as a feint, as they are able to seal the deal with a much more solid second strike, just completely dropping this blue individual. It seems like it was more of like a wide swipe, but then they duck down, hind leg gets brought up, and just with the heel of their tabaxi foot, just completely crush in the side of the blue armored individual's face. GGK, thank you so much for the raid! And then they are going to... I need to check it real quick. They're going to spend check. Yeah, they are just going to spend a key point for a flurry of blows, so they gain their drunken technique, engaging into a disengage action, and they are going to just meander on over to the... Or no, that individual's up in a tree. But Swift is very fast. So yeah, they're just going to race up into the tree and, like, kind of, like, get the zoomies, but more of just, like, a tipsy sway as they do. Yeah. It's the definite, like, 2 legs forward. They are running in a way that is unbefitting of them, and they don't seem to care. And they are going to rush up and try and do a second attack. For a 26 to hit for a total of 8 damage, which was all that the white 2 had left. So all that remains are the 2 reds, 1 blue, and a black. And Swift is right next to a blue, and he's going to do his remaining 2 strikes against them. 26 and a 21, both hit. He's going to do a total of 17 points of damage to blue 1. They don't seem to like that at all. I actually missed blue 1's turn. So that would be the perfect time for them. And they are looking at them. You see that they are going to attempt to cast a... They are going to use their bonus action, and you see that they disappear from from next to Swift, as what looks like a wood block just sort of like pops into its place and then falls to the ground as they teleport deeper into the woods. And you watch as they just fade into the shadows, as it looks like they are using a spell. At this point, they are...
How far are they?
Were they within 5 feet of me?
No, they would have teleported, flown, and then used it, so they would be minimum 80 feet away from combat.
Okay. Bye.
Actually, meta magic distance spell, counter spell, range 120.
You cheeky bastard. Okay.
I cast it at 5th level.
Yeah, let me see. Yeah, that beats it. They were unable to use it. Okay, next up is Red 1, which has now been engaged with Gwen.
Red one.
And
Up in the Death
Sorry.
Star.
no, it's fine. I loved it. They are going to try and bite and strike out towards you with their bite. That is a 25 to hit.
Mm-hmm.
That is for a total of 17 points of piercing damage.
Mm-hmm.
And then...
Am I double having this?
No, this is not a spell. This is just count.
Okay.
And then 46 points of fire damage.
Okie dokie.
That is... Yes?
No, that's fine.
Okay.
I have a thing! The tattoo does a thing that I don't use ever, but it's fine.
That's fine. So... They have bit at you, and then they are going to try and make a claw towards you as well. That is a 23 to hit minimum. Yeah, they did not get a crit on that one. So then that is going to be for 19 points of force damage.
Mm-hmm.
And 16 points of fire damage.
Okie dokie.
Okay, next up is Cori.
Arjhan is still down, right?
He's not down.
I'm not down.
He's
Not
just
down?
looking rough. No, the only Arjhan that went down was the draconic spirit that he summoned.
Bloodlord.
Bloodlord.
How does everybody feel? How's everybody looking?
I have about one. Not a fourth. Half of a fourth.
Half
At
of a
25
fourth?
hit points.
We have an eighth.
Well, that would be what
Yes,
Gwen
that is
at.
an 8. Thank you.
I'm between a half and a third, and I don't feel like doing the math.
Numbers are scary when you put them that way. Simon, confirm for me. These are my notes. I don't know for sure who all is still up. Red 2, black 2, blue 1, red 1, black 1?
No, so black 1 actually was defeated by Swift as well.
Okay, black 1.
I believe. Yes. So,
So-
the only ones that are left are both the reds, blue 1, black 2.
Blue 1, black 2. Okay. Alright.
Blue one is also far.
Yeah,
blue
no.
1 is far away.
Blue 1's trying to run. I could spend my turn just teleporting all of us around blue 1, which would be very funny, but probably not super effective in getting rid of the rest of these guys. I'm going to just attack. Let's keep it simple. And if this breaks bad, then next turn I'll fix the problem.
Okay.
So I think I'm gonna attack red 2
Okay.
because I'm pretty sure that one's been in melee with me.
It has, and it also has taken a significantly less amount of damage.
Okay. 31 to hit,
31 hits.
9 slashing damage.
Okay.
2 force damage.
Okay.
Third level smite. Hold on, I gotta move my faces out of the way. Third level smite, that one, go. Alright, okay. 15 plus, yeah, so 20 radiant damage.
Okay.
I'm gonna give Gwen 9 temporary hit points. And I'm going to attack a second time.
Okay. And you are adding a extra smite die on this, correct? If not,
Yes.
okay.
Yes, I am.
Cool.
31 to hit,
Hits.
12 slashing damage,
Okay.
3 force damage. And here comes a second level smite. Gotta move my faces again. Bop. That's gonna be 15, 19, 24 radiant damage.
Okay.
And I've been attacking the red one.
Yes.
I would like to bonus action phase step over to the black one.
Okay.
And let me double check that. I don't remember if that requires a save.
In summer form, I don't believe so.
I think you're right. Yeah. Each creature that you choose within 5 feet of you takes 6 fire damage. Can I catch any of the red ones in that vicinity as well?
You'd be able to catch. You'd be able to catch red, because you were attacking red 1.
Mm-hmm.
You'd be able to catch red 2.
Okay. So yeah, 6 fire damage for the 2 of them.
Okay. And for the red 1, or red 2 specifically, it is reduced by half to 3.
Cool. All right, that's all I can do on my turn.
Okay. Sounds good.
Oh shit! Second attack. Caelum get 9 temporary hit points.
I haven't been touched yet. Thank you, though, for the offer.
I can only give it to people within 30 feet of me, and temporary hit points don't
Temporary.
stack.
attack.
You have 9 more hit points.
No,
Say
I
thank you.
haven't been. My temp HP is still up. I can't add it.
Oh,
It's fine. Just don't worry about it.
Unless I can
Tree
give it
next
to
to you takes it.
unless I can give it to myself. I'm pretty sure I
What
can.
about Swift?
Swift? Yeah, Swift, you take it.
Okay. Swift takes it. Then that was Cori. Next up, Caelum. And Caelum, there are the 2 red ones, black, and then the blue one that was running away.
Caelum gets an idea. He pulls the bow from his shoulder, and with his Warcaster feat, he's going to use it as part of the somatic component to cast a guiding bolt.
Hell yeah.
And he draws back the bowstring and fires. A 9th level guiding bolt that hits for 33, which is a natural 20.
Shit. Okay.
I rolled it. My computer froze for a bit because of how many dice were on the fucking field.
Incredible.
93 lightning damage.
Awesome. Yeah,
And-
there is a thunderous... There is a kaboom! But it is lightning damage, correct?
So half to 40... 51? No, 41.
41.
Right? Yeah,
No, it would be 46.
46.
46.
But, they are glowing now, and the first attack against them has advantage.
Yes.
And Caelum will yell to Arjhan that target is acquired.
Incredible.
Take the shot.
Get down, Mr. President!
Okay, and Caelum, that was your action. You didn't have a bonus action.
No.
You still got rocks.
Oh yeah, I still got rock. Is there... fuck. They have 30 feet of movement, so they will... Who's on the ground?
The 2 reds and 1 black.
They're gonna start wailing on one of the reds. Dealer's choice.
Okay, one is looking a lot less injured than the other.
Weakest one.
Okay,
That is a 21 to hit on the first.
21 misses.
Ooh, spicy. It's going to be a natural 1 for that. He's trying. Rocky's trying. Nah, they don't hit. They hit their wall.
Okay, sounds good. Next up, Arjhan. You've been yelled, target is acquired. As you now see a glowing blue Abisha, or,
What?
don't worry about it, Birdman.
Is this a blue Abishai or?
They're bird.
Yeah, I mean, he's being attacked by a guiding bolt and it did damage, so I'm assuming it's not.
Yeah.
So, Arjhan's gonna like wipe some of the blood, and burn flesh off of his face, and pull back his crossbow again, and with his bonus action and his chromatic infusion, he is going to set it alight with lightning.
Okay.
I'm going to mark this creature as my favorite foe,
Okay.
and I will attack. It's a 27, but like my die was like I'm using the new True Color die on a D&D Beyond, the Pride dice, and it had 2 and 20 both on the side, and I thought it was a 20, but it was a 2. Anyway, so all the dice that I added do not get doubled. I just need to do them one at a time.
Okay.
Shit, that's not the die that I wanted. That's also not the die that I wanted. .14 points of lightning damage.
Okay.
Second attack.
And then with your targeting it as your favored enemy, that negates any...
No, that was just a D. That was
Gotcha.
just a D8. A D8 for favorite foe.
Okay.
That's my definitely not Hunter's Mark. 34 for the second hit.
Yeah, that hits.
Let me triple check that I'm doing this right. Where is it? Where is it? Chromatic vision. Okay. So night. Okay. 19 points.
Okay.
That was a lot of looking up to see if I do my additional 1 point of damage.
Okay. So
That's
then-
it.
Sounds good. So seeing as how this has not been the best day for Red 2, who got pulled down, who had been trying to fight Cori, and then Cori teleported away to do some extra attacks. Seeing as they are not around anyone else, they are going to attempt to fly away and not be involved in this combat any more than they have to. And when you see them look over at Black 2, they do the same thing that the others had done, where it's more of like that quick head movements back and forth. And it seems to be the way that they communicate to each other. So there's that. Then Black 2, who was on Cori as well, is with Red 2. They are just going to up, and they are going to try and fly away. As they do, they reach into the air. They get about 40 feet up, and then you see a pool of darkness swallow the two of them as they reach into the tree line. So Red 2 and Black 2 are attempting to get away. Blue 1 also seems to be very keen on continuing their escape away. Again, you see like that wood block appear and fall. Or no, that would be Gwen's turn. And Gwen, there is just Red 1 that is on the ground near you. And it seems that the rest of them are in the process of attempting to fly away and leave.
Gwen, lets out a, breath and says, "Do you understand common?" Fine. I'm gonna recklessly attack him twice with the non-lethal damage.
Okay.
Hopefully. The first one is a 30.
30 hits.
The second one is above that. That's 20. No. Yeah, 20. Bludgeoning, non-lethal. I'm hitting it with the back, I guess.
Yeah.
And then the second one is plus 11 is 19.
Okay, 20, 19, and then fire damage on these guys?
Okay. Can I do non-lethal fire damage?
It's part of the
He's
melee
red.
attack.
He's red, right?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that's fine. You'll be fine. That's 21 for the first attack. And Jesus Christ, you are doing great, Dice. You get to stay. 16 for the second.
Okay. Yeah, they are barely keeping it together.
Okay.
Okay, and then...
But like, just go down.
And then blue is continuing their escape as well. So red 2, black 2, blue 1 are all getting the hell out of here. They're cutting their losses, seeing as how they are outnumbered. And you hear Swift, like, swaying from the tree branch that they are delicately standing on. Just, we want to keep them alive, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
then you watch as they just, like, tumble, like, they fall backwards, do a small, like, a very elongated backflip, land on their feet, sprint forward, and they are just going to try and punch the shit out of this red one. That is 2 hits from Swift as the 10 wins. And that is going to be for 15 in total. They had 11 HP left, so Swift just, like, at this point he, like, hits the, like, hits their back to make them, like, pop up, and then with a quick chop, he just gets them right at the base of their neck, and you see their body go rigid and then crumple forward. And as Swift clasps his hands together and looks at you, Gwen, and by proxy, everyone else that is there, he says, "Would anyone like a drink? Yeah." And that is where we are going to call it for tonight's session. So, when we pick up next week, there's going to be a passed out, undead-ish owl that uses dragon powers. There's a bunch of shit that's going to be happening. It's going to be incredible. I'm very excited for it, but I'm always excited whenever these folks are on the channel. Hey, RJ, where can we find you? What do you do?
Hi everybody, I'm RJ, and you can find me at RJustice on Twitter and Twitch. Not trying to put one of these malleable erasers in my mouth. Why do I have this? You can catch me there, doing stuff and being the chaotic goblin person. TheNakedHeater.com.
Hello, everybody. I'm LBHackEmUp. You can find me at LBHackEmUp on the Twitters and the Twitches, where I'll be live tomorrow, streaming at 3 o'clock in the afternoon with some Dead by Daylight. There's a new killer, which I'm very much enjoying, as long as there are no bugs. I put it in a report. But, yeah, and then I'll be on GGK. We're going to be doing our Square Squad, where we're playing our Masks game. And then I'll be quiet for the rest of the weekend because I'm going to be away. I'm going to be traveling with my stream mate, my best friend, Lauren, aka Run Reckless. We're going to be in a very spooky city, so I'm excited about that. But I'll be back here Monday for the spooks, for the fun. Yeah, it's TheNakedHeater.com.
Wait, I'm Cyber. You can find me at Cyber121 on Twitter and on Twitch. Still taking a little break from streaming, but I'm here on Mondays. And you already found me here. Good for you. TheNakedHeater.com.
Speaking of DanaeKeener.com, hi everybody, I'm Danae Keener of DanaeKeener.com. You can find me there and also on Twitter, which is at Danae Keener. I've got a pinned tweet there. You can see my schedule and the things that I'm up to, mostly playing games on Twitch, which is a lot of fun, and you should check it out. So DanaeKeener.com.
And if you've made it this far, you probably already know who I am, but if you don't, hey Acorns, what's up? It's me, your buddy, your pal, your friend, the Indoor Adventurer, the showrunner here at twitch.tv/Indoor Adventures. We do shows like this on Monday, Thursday, and Sunday at 5:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, and all of our games are currently being posted available for free at either youtube.com or as an audiocast anywhere audiocasts are being made available for free. And speaking of things that are being made available for free, we are going to be heading into our Patreon-supported after show called Nights in the Courtyard, where we answer questions not only from each other, but also from the community. So if you have any questions for myself or any of these other fine folk, you can again go to patreon.com/Indoor Adventures. Again, it's being made all available for free. All of our after shows are under the public tag. Easiest way to ask us those questions, join us on our Discord. The link can be found in the Twitch chat to the side or in the video description or audio description down below. One of these days I'll find out the right way to phrase that. It's down there. Go check it out, you goof. But for now, we are going to be heading out, so I'd like to say once again, thank you to everybody who decided to stop on by. Thank you to these players for putting up with my bullshit once again this week. And we'll see all of you guys next time. All right, everybody. Bye-bye!